Hello, everyone. Let me see. Looks like we're good. I don't know how good the internet's going to be up here. I assume pretty good because like this is where the traffic comes to. It's Friday night funkin'. I'm going to see if people join. We'll see what happens. I'm going to leave in a quick second. Well, I'm not leaving the stream. I just want to leave the area to go grab something, but I want to know if people are going to join. Like, I want to see if someone joins first before I just, because you don't want to join a stream and just have looking at the background. That would be lame. My hair looks real bad right now, but that's also because I'm wearing a hat. So it's kind of doing the wing thing. You know, if anyone who has long hair like this kind of gets the wing effect with their hat where it kind of wants to curl up. Your hair's so goddamn long. See? There he is. Svartaran, my favorite TTV member. How about what if we do this? Is that a cool look? It still does the wing thing, but to a lesser degree. Rentraz Konzolian. Konzolian's a good name for like a Langurian. That's like badass. Hey guys, it's your boy. Nice hat. Thank you. This is my what's Brixton. I actually don't know where this is. I got it for it was a gift. I know that. It was a nice old gift for my dang old folks. Lol. Yes, lol indeed. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? Is the stream running good or is it running kind of goofy? Let me know. Please let me know. I want to know how the connection is on your guys' end. I don't have my mic, so I apologize. It probably sounds a little reverby. I'm I'm doing something a bit different today. Don't worry, it's basically just a normal stream. Audio sounds good. Yeah, it sounds fine. Again, like I said, I don't have my mic. It has been acting a bit funky lately, so I figured I'd just no mic it. Osner. Yeah, so you know what's funny about that? I always wanted to do a Renzo episode. Stroganoff is pretty good. Ever heard of stroganoff? Have you heard of beef stroganoff? It's pretty great. I've always wanted to do a Renzo episode that like is a one-off and takes place in an alternate universe. Thanks, Mason. Thanks, buddy. I think we got it. I think we got the joke. But I always wanted to do an opposite what's it called? Alternate universe Renzo episode where it follows Renzo, but instead of wanting to be a big hero, he's instead a villain. And he was going to be red, and he was going to have golden hair, and his name was going to be Osner. I think it was just Osner. But he was like basically the exact same character. He just looked different, and he wanted to like beat people up. But his partner was going to be not Geode; it was going to be Chorus's partner, Targus, which that kind of ruins their whole dynamic. But I probably would have had fun with it. It was just meant for a one-off. I still might do it, but I don't know. I'm no desire to at the moment. Okay, let's see. Do I go? We're making some chow mein, ladies and gentlemen. It is a multiverse. Renzo's not a multiverse series. Oh, in a multiverse series, I guess. But like Renzo itself, it would be kind of weird for it to be in Renzo. I guess it would be fine if it was in like. Well, Thatch wouldn't do it. I mean, Thatch would probably do it, but he would need more than that to be the plot. Like he would include him, but also he probably wouldn't because he probably want. It's funny, we don't really tackle alternate version or what are they called? Variants. We don't really tackle variants because it's an interesting kind of wormhole. You want to get to know the one character very well before you get to know all these other versions of the character. Kind of like the MCU effect, right? We are going to see variants of Iron Man at some point. And when that happens, it's going to be very interesting. Got that Bieber cut. I do got the Bieber cut. See, I'm kind of like, you guys like the wings? Do the wings look cool? Do they look badass? They look cooler when they're like that? Busted Jeepers. Can we do something to mitigate this freaking hair? I think I might have something I can do. Because I'm not vibing with the wings right now. I'm not gonna lie. All the small things. Hold on, guys. I got this. There we go. I found the solution to our problem. I'm gonna be real cool, and I'm gonna wear a freaking beanie. I think the hair is pretty wizard. Busting my jeepers. You guys like this? This is a lot more Justin Bieber, actually. I look like I belong. I look like a wait. If I was a bit skinnier, I would honestly look like. I look like a character right now from like. I look like an indie character from like Life is Strange. I'm like, yo, my dad hits me. What up? I look like because of this. This shirt is not very flattering for my figure. It's kind of making me look like what's a good way to describe it? I look like I do look like a Life is Strange character. I'll give myself that. It's not something you really want to be, but that's okay. Why is this? My dad's freaking toque is not. Now I look like I'm going bald. Like you can barely even tell I have hair on my head. What the hell? This is not going well. I wanted this to be. I want to be cooking by now, but instead I'm worried about my goddamn hair. You guys are making me all insecure. I don't know why I'm so worried about my hair. I'm just gonna leave the hat off. I'm gonna leave the toque off. We'll be fine. Let the record show. Let the record show I don't like how this looks right now. I would have gotten a haircut a good bit ago. Water's good. Okay. We're making chow mein, right? We're making chow mein. This is not like a fully dedicated cooking stream. I'm just cooking dinner. I figured I would start streaming a bit earlier so I could kind of catch some audience, but it seems as if we are it kind of seems as if it's everyone's busy. It's Friday night, right? Is it Friday? Stop. You guys are gross. You guys are being icky. I don't like this ickiness in the chat. Okoto is reacting to my photos on on Skype. That is cool. Definitely comes down. Wired. Sorry, guys. I can't talk and type at the same time because I'm a Neanderthal man. And also because I need to be careful what I'm saying when I type something, and then I don't want to say something stupid when I'm saying it out loud. Yeah, it's Friday. Ninjago seems to be doing that multiverse thing in next season. I hate that. I hate it. I'm so done with Ninjago, dude. I'm so done. Well, actually, truthfully, I don't hate Ninjago, but I will say, Ninjago is just not what it should be anymore. I feel like they've exhausted all opportunity. I feel like they've just exhausted themselves. And I guess I sort of appreciate them doing something wacky, but at the same time, I just end the theme, or reboot it or start a new I think everyone wanted. Personally, I wanted them to do like a 10 years or like 15 years. I wanted them to do like a 20 years later thing. That's what I wanted them to do. Bro, about to start saying baby. It's not Justin Bieber anymore. I don't look like Justin Bieber. Well, the multiverse stuff is huge right now, right? Because of Marvel. But we've been doing it since the we've been doing it since the OG, right? We've been doing it since the. Sorry, I keep looking at my freaking. Ew. We've been doing it since the original. Why did I pull? Okay, do you want to ask me why I pulled this out to cook chow mein? I'm such a moron. The only reason why I did that is because I've been cooking eggs lately. To my defense, I've cooked eggs recently twice with this. So, but you don't want to cook chow mein in that because you're not a moron like me. we're actually going to do is take a freaking pot, like a normal human being, one of these bad boys. I'm going to put some water in there, and we're going to boil it. I can function slightly. Not completely, but I can function. There's a bunch of new characters this season, so they could be rebooting after this when Multiverse ends or whatever. But yeah, I would prefer time jump with their kids. Absolutely. Not even just with their kids. I have had the idea for like a future season for a long time. That was always really cool because, like, I feel like they kind of Ninjago upsets me so much. But I'll be honest with you guys, I have a love-hate relationship with Ninjago because I hate what it's become, but at the same time, I can't live without it. Like there's always one set at least that I need to pick up from every single year. They've got me. They've eternally got me forever. Like I had to pick up that J-Mech, but not even, again, I didn't pick that set up because I thought it looked good. I picked that set up because it looks like a freaking Exoforce set. That's a completely different reason to like something. And trust me, I want Ninjago to be good. I want to love Ninjago, but I just can't. I'll be making a video. Hello, Dan. How you doing, man? I was looking through your comments recently. For no reason in particular. No particular reason. Just was looking through your comments. I'm making two things because I'm a bit hungry, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't eat much today, so I'm a little hangry. And for those wondering, my folks are actually camping for the weekend, so I figured now would be a perfect time to sit here and stream, have a little bit of fun, do a little horsing around, as the kids say. I'm picking up the J-Mech because I have every other Titan mech I feel obliged to at the point. Are they called Titan mechs? Is it like a series? I didn't even realize that. Is it a series? I guess I didn't think about it like that. But I guess it would be, huh? Yeah, no, I picked it up because, like I said, it just looks like an Exoforce set to me. I actually want to go back and get some Exoforce minifigures because I don't want to start collecting Exoforce. It's too expensive. But I do want to grab some minifigures at least. You guys want to see? I've already shown this off on Instagram, so if you've already seen this on Insta, you're not going to be that surprised. But it's me! It's hard to even replicate that face, honestly. It was something like that. And, like, obviously that's not my hair. But my hair looked just a little bit closer at that time. Not quite there. Life sometimes kicks you in the bum. This week it kicked me. I'm sorry, man. It's been a W Ghostbuster figure. It's not bad. I picked the Ghostbuster one, honestly, because it's kind of the one that kind of fits my body the most. Like, this is the one that you could argue would be, like, most fitting for my body shape. Renzo confirmed. Yes, I am a Ghostbuster. I'm Dan Aykroyd's son. I play Aykroyd's son because that's who I am in real life. I'm Dan Aykroyd's kid. I'm announcing this live. Dad, I'm out here. He doesn't want to talk to me anymore. He's too busy with his Crystal Head vodka, and I've been left to the wayside. But Dad, you got to pay your child support, man. Well, actually, I'm a full-grown adult, so you don't have to pay your child. You dodged the bullet on the child support. You didn't have to do it, which was good. He got out scot-free. I also want to show this off. I got this in the mail today from GPS Lot he is on Instagram, but he's also on eBay. This custom Doctor Strange cape does not look good. Like when I show this, like you really have to pose around with it, especially with this little gemroid in front here. You kind of have to, really get around with it. But you can finally get, you can get him in some mean poses. Well, that's not a mean pose, but my original problem is because the original figure comes with this, right? This thing, and it looks cool. I don't really have like, it's like solid. I don't inherently have a problem with it. It looks cool. I just wish that it was a bit more, you can't do much with it. That was my big whole thing. So finally being able to like pose him around and like move him around and also just get him a neutral stance. You just want him to be standing there looking like a badass. There you go. It's huge. I'm not. It's giant, but it still completely works for me. So that's what I got in the mail today. And then I saw this and I got really excited because I was like, ooh, right? It's from my mother. Which is weird. Me and my mother order like the same amount of stuff, but she orders like random shit. She just orders like random like house stuff that we don't need all the time. Stuff like this, right? She'll spend like $30 on this on Etsy, and it's like it's cool, but like why, ma? She's trying to bring some life to the house. I appreciate it, but sometimes she just makes very strange decisions in those regards. Um, this is completely off topic, but I learned that My Chemical Romance is doing the soundtrack for the FNAF movie. That sounds horrible. Yeah, I don't know about that. That FNAF movie is going to be interesting. Um, hey, he's making big bucks from the vodka he makes, so stick to him on child support. Yeah, dude. I'll just keep lying to him every time he calls me. He'll be like, "Hey, how old are you, son?" And I'll be like, "I'm 13, Dad," knowing full well that I ain't 13. Do I look like a 13-year-old? Do I talk like a 13-year-old? Does he do the floss and the nay nay? Like this shirt does not do good for my complexion. It looks like I got big boobies, which I do, but it does not hide that, which is the big downside of this shirt. It's a booby revealing shirt. Am I allowed to say that without getting deleted off YouTube? Speaking of YouTube, I should really check. I haven't seen my comments on YouTube yet. I'm just really gonna quickly take a story post for this. This is how it's gonna be. Yeah. Hey guys, we're live on YouTube right now. I'm cooking. I'm talking with some people. It's gonna be a heck of a time. I look like unhinged Pedro Pascal. So look at this. I give myself a mustache. He looks like a very strange. I do kind of look like Pedro's like bastard son. It's so weird. I'm just gonna post that to my story, and just in case anyone sees it and wants to hop on, is sort of the vibe. That's the vibe we're going for, right? It's just a chill Friday night stream. It's straight up Pedro. It does look like Pedro, right? Look, obviously, people are gonna argue. Like when I say that, people are gonna be like, "You are look literally absolutely nothing like Pedro Pascal." But the mustache is Pedro. Okay, it gives me those Pedro vibes. Y'all agree with me, right? Oh man, there is a I was gonna say video. There's a video I'm working on, or I'm going to be working on. I think I'm gonna film it tomorrow, and this is gross. I'm not gonna tell you guys what I was watching. It was getting recommended to me, and I watched it, and I was like, I hate this clip. You'll never know what it's from. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I had a little conflict I needed to settle. I had to grab this. This is a charging cord for iPod. There's one or iPod. No one says iPod nowadays. I have one downstairs, but I knew there was one upstairs, so I went to go grab my dad's. Turns out it's been plugged in the wall probably for years because the damn thing didn't want to come unplugged. And I was really worried I was going to break it. It was like fused to the wall. I ended up unplugging the thing that was plugging into it, which was very strange. We're the coffee pot. Where's the coffee pot? None of these things are coffee pots. I'm not making coffee, dude. Do I look like I drink coffee? Nah, dude. Nah. I don't drink coffee, dude. I just drink well, actually, you know what's funny? I tried coffee once. I don't like the taste of coffee at all. But I remember what I did was I was like I tried a sip of just regular black coffee and I was like, ugh, gross. Like, of course, obviously. That's why you put stuff in the coffee. But I went 6 creams, 6 sugars, 6 sweeteners. I was not risking it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like the taste of coffee. And I still hated it. Mason, you need to be freaking controlled, dude. This is for kids. You need to settle down, dude. Mason, children. Well, think of the children. What about them? According to my design. Huge shout out to Kasai for just being a pro. Okay, my phone is charging. That's good. All right. For context, I put the boil on like minutes ago and it's still not boiling. This pot takes so long to boil, especially on days like this for some reason. I'll stop now a little. You better. I don't have to put you in a timeout, mister. Oh man. It's been an interesting week. I've been very tired, which is nothing new, of course, but I've been trying to do a couple things here and there. I've been working on a video. I think I've talked about it before. No, that's in the Pop Tarts video. That's a different video. I'm working on like 2 massive videos right now. One's already done being filmed, and we're just going through the editing phase right now. But I've been waiting for a bunch of lines and stuff, and a lot of people aren't able to do them right now, which is it's okay. You know, I don't mind. But also I have also been I've been writing a video. And I talked about this a bit on the live stream on Instagram, but not everyone would have been there for that. So I'm reiterating it here. It's a huge undertaking, is what I'm doing right now. But I've been making some great leeway on this project. I'm 34 pages in, so that's pretty good. And I'm excited for y'all to see the direction of where that's going. That's going to be really fun. At least I think so, personally. Personally is where I think so. So that's what I've been working. I've been coming home. I haven't been doing it like on and off. Like I don't get home and start writing and then just get like. Usually it's later at night. Usually it is a. These guys pulling in. Oh, neighbors are pulling in. Although I thought those guys were going camping. Oh no, it's my. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna check something real quick, guys. Give me a sec. I think we're good. My folks have gone camping for the weekend, and I thought they were like coming back already, and I was gonna be really bummed because, you know, I got the house to myself, and that's always really nice. It'd be cooler if I had like a girl over instead of this, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? We're who we are, who we are. How do you come up with a storyline? How do I come up with a storyline? Well, it's tricky. That's a tough question to answer because to me, stories come like kind of weirdly they're natural, but at the same time, they're also not natural. So like, I'm gonna sneeze. I knew I had to sneeze. I was just waiting until I came up with a sneeze. Bless me. Um, I guess in some cases it's weird because some stories I'm just like instantly like boom, it just comes to me, and then sometimes I've got an idea like a concept, and a concept is mostly it's concepts. I've come up with a concept first. The story usually comes secondhand. I never think like, "Oh, I have this really cool story." It's always a concept originally. So, for instance, going way back to when I was first working on Home Invasion, Biorama Home Invasion, there was no storyline at first. The way I came up with that video was I was literally in the shower and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if like they just moved to this new house and what if there's a guy who used to live here, but he's like really violent and he just wants to kill them, and so their solution is that they blow him up. That was literally the thought. That was the pitch, right? That was the idea. So it wasn't a storyline, that was just an idea. And then the story is obviously something I have to come up with after the fact to like make sense of it all. I have to come up with a story because if I don't come up with a story, you need to have a story for things to make sense. You can't just like have random things happen and it just go down. So story usually comes after the fact for me. I have to like justify it, and that ties into characters and all that stuff for me. But it's always a concept at first. I never just have a story straight from the get go. It's always like, wouldn't it be cool if like toys to fight each other? It's always something really basic like that too. I swear to God, I'm not lying. I don't use God's name lightly here. Okay, I swear to God that the concept for Night of the Scarewolf, Thatch and I were joking about Renzo turning into a werewolf because it was getting close to Halloween season. I think Thatch was watching a bunch of Halloween movies. This was 2019? No. No, no, no. It was 2021. Yeah, 2021. We were talking about Halloween movies and stuff like that, and we were just joking like Renzo turns into a werewolf, and it ought and us being degenerates, we were like Renzo turns into a werewolf, shits on the floor. that was that was literally it. That was literally the concept, and I wrote a whole video about it. I was literally like, I want to make a video about it, and sure enough, I did. So there we go. And hey, I'm happy with how Scarewolf turned out. I think it's one of my better videos, one of my better specials, I'd say. I have a hard time with holiday specials for me, for some reason. It's a very convoluted question to ask, Dan. How do I come up with a storyline? It is tricky because most of the time, in terms of just general story, it's just kind of like, well, what's this sort of events that I would like to see play out? And then how can I kind of tie it together to make it something that flows as a story? So again, for like another example of Home Invasion, it was kind of the idea of trying to create like, okay, well, why does this guy want to blow them up? And like, how does it all unfold in a natural or not so natural, maybe comedic way? Because I try to focus on comedy more often than not. I try to do more comedic Excuse me. I got the burps right now. Uh, I try to do comedic situation. I feel like I'm better with that. Like Renzo turning into a werewolf is a comedic situation. It's not played very seriously. It's played pretty much exclusively for laughs. It's taken kind of seriously in regards of like Renzo's bones are snapping when he transforms, but like not really. It's more of a comedic thing because I feel like I excel at comedy as opposed to telling like serious stories. If I was a better serious storyteller, I would go for serious stuff. But because I'm a goofy man, I like to do the goofy stuff. And so Biorama is, wouldn't you like to see these stupid idiot toys get into these really insane situations like that we can't even like, can you imagine if we were in these situations? It'd be ridiculous. That's my idea, at least, I think. That's what I like to think of it as. Also, this pot is still not boiling, by the way. We're getting there. But it is still not boiling. And we've been going for 30 minutes now, so that's cool. Gotta love a slow boiling pot. But I guess you know what they say: a watched pot never boils, right? In the meantime, let's grab a snack. Let's make a little wrap. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil my entire dinner. For me, I just photograph and then write it as I go. That's interesting. Because you're comics. Okay, I thought you meant like. For some reason, I was imagining like you take a picture of like a bionicle. Well, that's how I started actually. So a little bit of a throwback story for the youngsters out there. Back in early, well, it sounds like your dad. Well, it does sound like your dad, Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, I'm Dan Aykroyd. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. That's kind of what he talks like. Dan Aykroyd here. I create vodka. He doesn't create vodka, but he's a connoisseur of vodka. Um, so funny story. When I first started Instagram, I think this was 20. Ooh, I want to say 20. It was either 2014, 2015. Not when I first started Instagram, but when I started using it for like Bionicle stuff, right? I started, Renzo Mox, which I think at the time was literally called like, I don't know, it was a very weird account, but I had an account called Renzo Mox, right? And I was like, I'm doing an open RP role play thing, and anyone can join. And then this guy whose name I always got wrong. Damn it. Guy's name I literally always got wrong. I don't know why, but he had a really long, complicated name that started with an A. But he was basically just like, "Yo, I'm down." And he started writing. He started continuing my story. No one else was in on my following was so little at that point, so I didn't have like an audience. But he started writing bits of the story, and then I would write bits of the story back, and we were coming up with this story. Now I already had a story for this character, so I was kind of trying to shape it into my vision, but at the same time, he was giving me a lot of really good ideas, a lot of good characters. And that was the first time I ever really consistently came up with a like a public Bionicle story, which was kind of like a weird role play thing. It's starting to boil, ladies and gentlemen. I could hear it. Alien Sovereign. It was not that. It was not that at all. It was like amalgam or something like. It was like animalgram or some shit like that. I feel bad because he's a really nice dude, but I like we haven't talked in years. Maybe, hold on, I'm gonna pull him up on Instagram. See if I can find it. Because if I can find it, we're in luck. Okoto says I look like a. Okoto says I look like a lost Mario brother, and I agree with him. I fully agree. Okay, so I could not find him because I think I'm not following his account anymore. I know my old Renzolian account was following Amalgam or something. It might be Amalgam. Something similar happened with me and the guy, and his name has disappeared. Happened to me with a guy with that name, and he disappeared off the face of the earth. That's weird. Well, I guess it happens. Unfortunately, it happens a lot in our community, in like this community. It happens a lot because these people grow up like very suddenly. I feel like Bionicle people will just grow up and then they'll just be like, "This is cringe," and they'll just leave. Like a lot of people, when you're watching a YouTuber and they just randomly disappear, I think Play Stippling and Dr. Scorpion X are like the biggest examples. When they disappear, we're like, "Where did they go? They should have at least given us a word." And I agree to a certain extent, but when life hits you and you're just not even able to make videos, I kind of understand it to a certain degree. Play Stippling did come back. And I guess, I respect the guy for coming back as he did. He wasn't like Legomation who tried to turn his channel into like a freaking dude. Oh god, Legomation's situation is so interesting. So for those who don't know, I'll do a quick butchered Renzo's history lesson here while I cook noodles. But Legomation Studios was a pretty big Bionicle YouTuber, I think, back in the day. This was before even I was into the community. This was a long time. He was like reviewing Bionicle sets as they came out in their later years, which was insane. Not a lot of people were doing that. Dr. Scorpion, yes, he did come back. He came back very briefly and then he left again. But I think what worked about I think Play Stiplings was interesting. I gotta say, I don't really watch his content anymore. Unfortunately, it just doesn't really it doesn't really feel the same to me. I think I don't know something even about the face reveal that just kind of changed things. Like I feel like, and also I basically grew up on the tail end of that content. I was the right age for it. I think his content was more family friendly, anyways, so I didn't really have a problem with it. And it was very easy to get into, and it still is. But also at the same time, he's doing a lot of strange things. Like he's making a video game for some reason, and I'm just kind of like, all right, that's cool, good for him. I'm still subscribed to him. I'm not going to unsubscribe because I do like his content. I just don't really. I'm not as into it as I was before, but that's also because I've grown up personally. I don't watch Bionicle videos anymore, really, because I'm a different person than I used to be. And that's not me trying to be rude or throw shade at anybody. It's just true. I just don't have the patience for stuff like that anymore. I can acknowledge when someone's content is good, though. Of course, I watch everyone else. I watch my friends' content because they're my friends. I'm gonna support them no matter what. I try to, I watch Terran's content, Tyrannical's content. I watch Lego Lovers content. I watch the guy who does Jowler. Jowler 3 was Jowler 3 was actually good. Hello, Tanova. I'm in his Discord just because the lore he's been building is cool, but it's bare bones right now. The Discord or the lore? Yeah, I heard about Play Stiplings. Terran's cool because Terran keeps an eye on everyone in the community. He's aware of everyone in the community, which is really really cool. Terran's a very nice guy. He just loses me a bit because I'm this boomer and I don't understand a lot of this stuff. And so he'll be telling me about this crazy stuff going on, and I'll just be like, yeah, that's cool, because I don't know any better, unfortunately. There was a point in time where this drama, the community, was so much more interesting to me than it is now. But now I'm just so lost by it. But I don't get into communities looking for drama. Obviously, I kind of lost that spark a long time when I was young and when I was 18, dude. Oh my god. When I was 18, I was such a pretentious freak. I was literally just the lore. Discord is pretty active with even some newer Marcus. That's cool. I was gonna say, when I was 18, dude, I got really pretentious. I got to the point where I was just I was watching random BioTube videos and going this is pretty subpar. It doesn't really fit my vision. It's who cares what I think? Ultimately, who cares? I try to stop voicing my opinions on stuff like that because who actually cares? Kids born when G2 first came out are now in first grade now. That's weird. That's very strange. I don't like thinking about that. I remember when I was in first grade. Back then, oh man, life was so different back then. I can't say stuff like that because there is someone who is older than me in this chat, or maybe not in the chat, but who was watching the stream. So I can't be oh, back in my day. I can't. I do that at work a lot. A lot of the people I work with are way younger than me. So a lot of the time I'll just be oh, back in my day things are different. I'll be these kids nowadays. I'll just pretend. I have this gag where I usually tell people I usually lead on how old I am. I'm usually man, and they'll be how old are you? And I'll be oh, you don't want to know. I'll be I always say 38 for some reason, just to see if their reaction, because either they'll believe me, which will be hurtful, or they won't believe me, and it'll be obvious. Obviously 38 is too old for me. Do I look like a 38-year-old? I would hope not. I say I'm a good-looking 38-year-old. In terms of youth, I mean. Because I do have really bad eyes. Not eyes. My eyes are fine. But look at the area around my eye. See? These are worn, tired eyes. It's crazy, man. There's a guy who got hired in my work who's 43 and looks 22. That happens all the time. Dude, my work has people, I swear to God, I can't guess anyone's age nowadays. I just can't. I can't because people will just switch up on me. There was a guy I worked with recently who he looked, I think, like, dude, he looked, if I were to give it a guess, I was going to say like 28 at the latest. Dude was 45. Okay. The one thing that gave it away is like his face, you could not tell. You could not tell that he looked young. He had a big beard, but he also looked like he could be like in his 20s, right? You could tell by his hands though. His hands were super like calloused and like they got like bigger veins, and it was like you could tell this is a working man, which was crazy. That guy was very interesting. I got some fun stories to tell about that guy. That guy was my coworker for a decent amount of time, not very long. These guys always come around, and they're always kind of meant to be like my replacement. Not replacement, but like on the days that I'm off, they would work sort of, and we kind of have this like relationship where like they know what I'm up to, I know what they're up to because they're kind of the guys who have to learn from me. But this guy was interesting. He was like pretty chill, but he hated being told what to do. And look, in this job, I hate to admit it, but in this job, you really do have to just like, suck it up and deal with it. You really have to just like put your moral codes aside. And I'm talking like moral codes as if you're killing. You're not. It's not that deep, but it is kind of like a moment where you have to kind of be like, yeah, I'll do whatever you say. I don't care if you told me to say the exact opposite 10 minutes ago. I will do what you're saying because you're just going to get yourself fired. And my job doesn't mean that much to me, but I would rather have a job than not have a job. So that's the thing. But also, so anyways, this guy like did not like listening to people at all. I hate being told to do stuff I'm already doing. I agree with that. And there was an often like our managers would often like harp on this guy to do stuff that he was literally in the middle of doing. And I understand that. But basically, whenever a manager told him to do something, he would say no, and then he would do it his own way. And his own way was just wrong, Even when the big boss, like our big district boss was there telling him what to do, he would openly like argue with her, which was so weird to me. You're not supposed to do that. And I probably sound like a sheep right now, and you're like, yeah, you don't tell me what to do, man. This is my life. But when you work a job and you're not the boss, like you're never going to be the top dog. There will always be people telling you what to do, no matter what. In a job, you don't snap back. You don't argue back unless they're literally doing something that is like immoral and punishable. Like if they're like telling you to like, if they're not paying you or anything, yeah, you could probably be a little bit meaner. But the fact that you're showing up for a job and they ask you to do something and you don't want to do it, that's stupid. Do your job. Work your job, man. It's not that much to ask, right? Like I feel like it's not. I feel like it's a pretty acceptable thing to ask. Just do work. Work your job, man. But anyways, he ended up getting fired. I remember he made a really big deal about it because hold on. I gotta strain my noodles real quick, guys. Do I want a bit of water? I think I'll leave a bit of water in there. I left a bit of water in there so that I can mix it all in. It's going to be pretty good, actually. I mean, it's going to be fine. It'll be acceptable. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So anyways, he got fired. So basically what he ended up doing was he was really drunk one night. He started texting me, asking me to cover his shift. And I could tell he was drunk because his messages were insane. Like, I don't think I have them anymore, but his messages were just like ridiculous. You could barely tell what he was saying, and it was something along the lines of like, "Dude, this is the biggest night of my life. I can't do this. This is crazy." Sorry, it was right there. She was straining my. God damn it, Mason! You tricked. I'm not gonna read that. You're a clever little mink, as I always say. All my loyal compatriots, I call them minks for some reason. Anyways, so he was texting me like a drunk man. My boss texted me like, "Hey, can you cover this guy's shift?" And I was like, "Sure." So we got into a bit of a bit at work because whenever he was complaining about something, I would just like, "Yep, yep," because I have a really awful need to be like respected by everyone, even if like I don't necessarily agree with what they're saying. I don't like to argue with people, I guess is the right word for it, which is pretty lame. Don't do that, guys. If someone's saying something dumb, you can be like, "Oh, I don't really agree with that." But you can also have a civil opinion about certain things. And I don't think he ever like hated me. I don't think we ever ended off on bad blood. I think he liked me because I did cover his shifts and stuff like that. But I was also a sheep, so I don't know. Maybe he disliked me for that reason. Okay, noodles turned out good. I'm very happy with how the noodles turned out. A little watery. I probably could have drained a bit more water, but we're good. That was the cooking segment of the stream done. 46 minutes in. I've got a lot of fun work stories that I'd love to tell one day. There's just so many to the point where I can't even like begin to start listing all of them. Today I actually got a tip, which was cool. I got a $2 tip. We're gonna move it over here. And you guys are gonna get a nice sloppy eating POV. Renzolian eats food live for everyone to grimace at. I probably won't even let the stream go on for that much longer. I'm probably going to settle down for the rest of the night because I actually have to work till Monday, which does, did you see Markiplier announce the movie that he's been directing? I did not see that. I've been seeing him in some sort of mobile game, though. Is he making a freaking movie? What's his movie? Is it Five Nights at Freddy's? That's the twist. Is that he's probably I feel like he's gonna cameo on Five Nights at Freddy's. I feel like there's no way he doesn't. It's gonna be just as cringy as when what's his name? Not Nathan Fillion, the other guy. The guy who voices Nathan Drake. It's gonna be just as cringy as when that guy appears in Uncharted. That is the dumbest scene in all of Uncharted. I haven't even seen the movie and I just know that that's the dumbest scene. These are very watery. I made these the Aki way. Iron Lung. Renzo mukbang. Yeah, we're doing the Renzo mukbang, ladies and gentlemen. I've never heard of the Iron Lung. Sounds interesting. Well, I have an Iron Lung, but that's not what you're talking about, is it? He said they contacted him about the FNAF movie, but he had conflicting schedules. Some other YouTubers are confirmed to have visited the FNAF set. I assume like freaking Jacksepticeye or something. I don't know. That's so weird, man. That's ridiculous, man. Markiplier couldn't be in freaking Five Nights. I get that might be a cover. I would not be surprised if that was a cover, honestly. Because imagine how shocked everyone's going to see when they see Markiplier. But I could also see them being like, yeah, he's actually not in this movie. It's interesting that they contacted him. That's very, very interesting. I don't know how true that is. I just want to see the trailer, man. It's so, oh, look at that. That's hot. That's hot. You can see that. More FNAF specific, like Daco, Rabowski. I don't know any of those people. Is Smike going to be in the movie? Does anyone remember Smike? Dude, Smike was the best freaking Five Nights YouTuber. Smike was like, if anyone doesn't remember, back in the day, I used to be pretty damn big into FNAF. I definitely had a FNAF phase. I'd say like 2014 to like 2015 was my big FNAF phase. Or maybe, no, it wouldn't have been 2014. I remember watching Markiplier's video, I'm pretty sure when it came out, because I remember seeing it on YouTube. I was at a friend's house. I was staying the night. And for some goddamn reason, I knew I was going to be scared, but for some reason I clicked on the thumbnail, which says scariest game in years. And I was just like, I have to watch that. And sure enough, I fell in love with the Five Nights Saga. I followed Markiplier's lore, and I was like into it. I love those original videos. I've actually marathoned the series like up to Sister Location. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sister Location is the last of like the FNAF marathon stuff that I watched. But it's pretty crazy. I mean, I think I'm not gonna say Markiplier single handedly made FNAF as big as it was, but he definitely had a hand in it. That's for sure. Iron Lung is a cosmic horror where all habitable planets disappear and the only humans left are from space stations. The moon covered in blood, ocean is discovered. That's cool. I'm actually gonna look this up because I've never heard of this, or maybe I have. Hello, Indica. The cat's out now. Iron Lung. He's pretty popular. It just popped right up. What is this? This is scary. It looks creepy. Is it like it's kind of like pixelated? Can't really tell what I'm looking at most of the time. I can't like see. It seems like is it stuck? Is it like take place in one room? Cat, hello. Oh, you want to come up? All right, the Indica wants to come up, so she's gonna come say hi. She's probably hungry. Indie game from 2022, but that's the movie Mark's been working on. We're sealed in a metal submarine with no window and you navigate this blood ocean. Oh, you're in an ocean. Oh, I see. Okay, that's why I was like, there seems to only be like one thing. Looks like you like. All right, guys. There's the Indica. Hello. You want to say hi to everyone? You gonna be shy? Hey, look here. Look, Indica. There you go. She does not like being picked up like this. You can tell. Okay. Yeah. You know, she's just gonna sit here next to me. That's okay. There's a chair next to me. That's why she's. I've never heard of this for some reason. Hello. Yes. Interesting though. That sounds very interesting. I'm kind of curious about that, honestly. Okay. Yeah, you get a camera on your submarine and the GPS and just that, but it's still terrifying. Yeah, it sounds interesting. I'm curious. It's weird that they're making a movie about. I assume it's a lower budget production, but it's weird that he's the one doing it. But I don't know. I guess he was like, oh, I can do it. I played it. He probably played it, right? Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. Seems kind of sus. Could definitely use more flavor. Yeah. Shite. Come on, guys. I think we're back. It looks like we're back. Our connection dipped like really hard. I apologize about that. I think it's because I moved the camera over here. It seems to be more confused. I was actually just about to wrap this up anyways because we made the food, so we're good. Sorry about that quick cutout. I'm curious about how that turned out on stream, but I just want to make some food. I wanted to chat. I was kind of hoping for a bit more of a turnout. I want to have more discussions, but it's still great to see the people who are here, like Mason, as well as Dan showed up, and Varen, Tanova. If I'm missing anyone else here, Varen, Dan. Yeah, I think that's it. But it was still fun. It was still fun chatting. I hope to do more streams soon. Probably going to be streaming some game stuff. Hopefully, coming up pretty quickly here. Hopefully, we'll see. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. I want to eat, and I don't really want to be a disgusting pig in front of the camera. So for once in my life, I decided I'm gonna end it preemptively. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see y'all another time. Goodbye.